Have you ever noticed the harder you try to keep your life under control, the more it slips away, as if reality is deliberately doing the opposite? Control is a strange kind of magic. You squeeze sand in your fist, and it slips through your fingers even faster. You cling to a person, and they start drifting away. You try to hold onto money out of fear, and your decisions become small while opportunities pass you by. Control almost always looks noble on the outside, but inside it works differently. It's fear that has learned to speak in clever words. I just want guarantees. I just want everything to be right. I just don't want to make a mistake. And so you start managing every step, every word, every outcome. But there's one thing most people don't realize. Control doesn't create results. It creates tension. And tension is a signal to the body. Danger is near. Look at simple examples. The harder you try to fall asleep, the worse it works. As soon as you think, I urgently need to sleep, sleep vanishes instantly. The harder you try to make a good impression, the more stiff and unnatural you become. The harder you try to preserve a relationship by controlling every conversation, every message, every pause, the faster coldness appears. People feel when they're being held. Even when you're silent, your control is screaming. The same thing happens with desires. As long as you control them, you're not living in the future result. You're living in present lack. You're like someone who puts their hand on a doorknob and pulls every minute. Open, open! And by doing so, you only jam the mechanism even more. Your body in that moment is doing something completely different. It tightens, tenses, waits, scans the world. Where is it? When? It's this inner mode that turns your life into endless monitoring. You're walking in circles not around your apartment, but inside your own nervous system. There's another form of control people often don't notice, control disguised as spirituality. You ask, visualize, do practices, but inside you keep asking, so when is the result coming? If you're honest, it's not faith, it's bargaining, an attempt to buy what you want with tension. And here's the paradox that flips everything. Control is a way of holding on to the past. You only control when you don't trust the new, when something inside says, if I let go, everything will fall apart. But reality is built in such a way that the new doesn't come where everything is already occupied by fear. Sometimes the opposite is what's needed. Stop pushing, stop gripping, stop tugging at the world's sleeve, and move into a state where life starts falling into place without struggle. When you start controlling, it feels like you're becoming stronger, but your body reads something else. It's not safe for me. A very specific biology kicks in. Control almost always comes from one impulse. I don't trust life, so I have to calculate everything. You focus your attention like a spotlight, fixating on goals, deadlines, risks. You think it's discipline, but your nervous system hears anxiety. Anxiety activates the ancient fight-or-flight mode. In that mode, the brain doesn't look for miraculous solutions. It looks for threats. It doesn't expand, it contracts. It doesn't create, it protects. That's why control is so insidious. On the outside, you may look composed, but inside, you're already living in survival chemistry. You're trying to get what you want from a state that screams the absence of what you want. Your mind says, I'm moving toward it, but your body lives, I don't have it, and the unconscious believes the body. Control makes you impatient, rigid, blind to opportunities. Life doesn't have to walk through your door exactly according to your script. When you control, you set a hidden condition. I'll accept a miracle only in the form I approve, and that's already distrust. The biggest confusion, people think letting go means stopping wanting. No, letting go means stopping clenching around the desire, stopping holding it like it's the only thing that makes you whole. As long as desire is your life buoy, you're drowning along with it. True letting go is the shift from I need this to I'm ready for this. Not I can't live without it, but I've become the kind of person who receives this. Desires most often fail to manifest not because you didn't try hard enough, but because you tied your entire identity to them too tightly. You made the goal your oxygen, and every expectation turns into suffocation. Sometimes everything shifts precisely when you stop caring, not because you became indifferent, but because you stopped begging reality, stopped clutching. You move into a state where you act from fullness, not from emptiness. Letting go of control doesn't mean letting go of intention. Letting go of control means letting go of the hysteria around the intention. The practical sequence looks roughly like this. Clear intention, without drama. Not, I feel bad without this, but I choose this. Short image, not a long mental movie, but the felt sense of it already being done. The most important part is feeling. Calm, relief, gratitude, confidence. One real action in the physical world, a small step that confirms the new identity. Letting go. After the action, return to your day and live as if the answer is already on its way. Stop monitoring. Stop checking every half hour. Stop poisoning the pause with anxiety. Letting go is a skill. The inner controller loves coming back, especially during pauses. A simple mini practice. Catch the thought, where is it? When? Pause, relax your shoulders, jaw, take a longer exhale, and gently say to yourself, I am safe. I trust the process. I do my part. The rest is unfolding. This isn't a one-time gesture. It's a way of living. You stop rushing, forcing, squeezing outcomes. You allow reality to bring you more than you could have planned. The formula in the end is simple. Intention, state, action, release. You don't just create events, you create yourself. And when you become a different person, events have no choice but to rearrange themselves, not through mysticism, but through natural consequence. You can see life as a fight where you have to tear what's yours out of the world, or you can see it as a conversation where reality answers with who you've become. While you push, you hear resistance. When you choose clarity and trust, you start hearing answers.